Hello, everyone. Today we're going to look over Choo Choo Charles, a survival horror game that's open world. Choo Choo Charles is a game where you face off against a murder train on an island called, and sorry for butchering this, please yell at me in the comments, Aranarium, which, if remembering right, translates to spiders, which is actually kind of an interesting thing. Think it's Latin translation. Again, please do yell at me in the comments if off kilter, off base, or completely incorrect on this one. But with that said, we can easily point to a few. There's a few good and a few bad with this game. To start, let's go with the bad real quick, because it's only got one real main issue, and that is the NPCs become husks after you beat their quest. They're like, oh yeah, thanks for helping us. Now we're gonna just stand here with the murder train and not say anything. You know, it's your typical Tuesday. Don't worry about it. They give you your rewards though, which is nice. They have their character, but after it just kind of feels flat. They just stand there for the rest of the game, not really saying much. But aside from that, the game holds up fairly better than most AAA games. And given that already is a good sign. Two Star Games has done a wonderful job when it came to making this game. Even though the quests kind of feel extra short in some cases, especially if you know what you're doing, but would easily still recommend this game just because the game's holding up better than AAA. And that says a lot. Well, maybe not a lot anymore nowadays, with the bar being so low. We need scientists to discover whether or not it exists. But let's go down some goods real quick. Because right now, the game's story handles itself fairly well. The weather effects and everything handle nicely. I've noticed that when it comes to some of the recent games, rain tends to be an issue. Did not see rain clipping inside the buildings. That's sadly a plus that we'll have to give. Because, for example, 7 Days to Die, if you set like windows above you, rain will for some reason go through it, which is not a good thing. But it also hasn't crashed or ran into other issues where it is loading more than it should. Sorry, Pokemon fans, that's where Scarlet and Violet kinda goes down the tubes a little. The game wants to try loading more than it should, and rather than focusing on your general area, it's trying to pull other areas into it, and thus kinda causing issues performance wise. But back to it. Choo Choo Charles was made by Two Star Games, ran by Gavin, who is self taught. And given those factors in mind, if remembering right from the research, that Gavin is a solo dev, meaning there really isn't much of a complex, convoluted team behind this mashup. So, with that said, would easily say this dev is one that would recommend watching, if not at least keeping an eye out every now and again to see what they're up to. It does kind of feel like, even without giving spoilers, this game does kind of feel like there's going to be a sequel somewhere, some when, or something along the lines of it. But, yeah, I would easily say give this game a play, give this game a try. If you don't want to spend the whole 20, would easily recommend waiting till it comes on sale, just because at the sale price, it's even more worth it. But if you want a good horror game that will easily last you about a few hours, where you can set yourself for random challenges, for example, no train, no upgrades, no quests, where you want to speed run it, where you just go right for the main quest items, you can do it. So, this game has plenty of potential for challenge run, speed run, you name it. If that tickles your fancy, come on down. With that being said, though, we are live on Twitch. We do also have a Twitter should you want to be kept up to date with Fox Thoughts. Linkies are in the description. Charles, do you have any last thoughts about the game? Oh. They say killer time, 8 out of 10.